Every February 14th, millions of people rush to buy chocolates, flowers, and greeting cards, thinking they're celebrating love. But what if I told you Valentine's Day didn't start with romance? What if I told you it began with sacrifices, blood rituals, and a pagan festival so wild that even Rome's rulers grew uneasy? Before you spend your hard-earned money on an overpriced dinner, let's talk about what you're really celebrating. In this video, we're diving into the real history of Valentine's Day, a holiday that some historians argue started with pagan rituals, animal sacrifices, and a matchmaking lottery, long before it became a billion-dollar industry. Greetings and welcome, history seekers. I'm Carolyn A. from GettingToTheRoots.com. Here, we're all about uncovering and celebrating your unique family history. Together, we'll explore and honor the stories that define us. Let's dive in. What was Lupercalia? Long before candle-lit dinners, roses, and heart-shaped chocolates, there was Lupercalia, an ancient Roman festival celebrated from February 13th to February 15th. But this wasn't about love, it was about survival, fertility, and rituals that would make today's headlines, for all the wrong reasons. Lupercalia, it is said, was dedicated to Faunus, the Roman god of agriculture, and Romulus and Remus, the mythical founders of Rome. According to legend, priests called Luperci gathered at the cave where Romulus and Remus were said to have been nursed by a she-wolf. There, they sacrificed goats and dogs because apparently, nothing says celebration like slaughtering mankind's best friend. But here's where things get wild. It is believed that after the sacrifice, the priests cut strips of goat skin, dipped them in blood, and ran through the streets whipping women with them. And guess what? The women lined up for it. It was believed that being struck by the bloody goat hide would increase fertility and ensure a healthy pregnancy. So while modern couples are out here buying teddy bears and chocolate, ancient Roman women were getting slapped with goat skins and calling it a blessing. And because Rome never did anything halfway, Lupercalia also included a matchmaking lottery. Young men would draw the names of young women from a jar, and the two would be paired for the festival. But the event wasn't limited to traditional couples. Public performances, nudity, and uninhibited expressions of passion were all part of the atmosphere in full view of the public. Some historians argue that these pairings sometimes lasted beyond the celebrations. Other times, well, let's just say it was a no-strings-attached situation. If this is giving you déjà vu, celebrity party rumors, random pairings, and wild rituals, you wouldn't be wrong. History really does repeat itself. Why did the Catholic Church replace Lupercalia? By the 5th century, Lupercalia had fallen out of favor. Pope Gelasius I banned the festival and replaced it with St. Valentine's Day. But here's where things get even more complicated. There wasn't just one Valentine. It is believed that multiple St. Valentines were executed by the Romans, and their stories merged into legend over time. The most famous tale claims that Valentine was a priest who secretly married couples after Emperor Claudius II banned young men from getting married. According to legend, the emperor believed single men made better soldiers, so he outlawed marriages for young men. Valentine continued performing weddings in secret. When he was caught, he was thrown in prison and sentenced to death. Before his execution, it is said that he wrote a letter to a young woman and signed it, "From your Valentine." When did Valentine's Day become about love? For centuries, February 14th remained a religious observance, not a celebration of love. That changed in the Middle Ages, when poets like Geoffrey Chaucer and William Shakespeare began romanticizing the day. By the 1800s, businesses saw an opportunity. The first mass-produced Valentine's cards hit the market, and soon chocolates, flowers, and jewelry became part of the holiday's branding. Companies like Hallmark jumped in, and before long, love had a price tag. How do other cultures celebrate Valentine's Day? While Valentine's Day has become a global celebration, different cultures have their own unique ways of marking the occasion. In Japan, it is customary for women to give chocolates to men on February 14th, but a month later, on March 14th, White Day, men return the favor by giving gifts of greater value. In South Korea, they take it even further, adding a Black Day on April 14th for singles who didn't receive gifts. They gather to eat jjajangmyeon, a black bean noodle dish. In Denmark, couples exchange pressed white flowers called snowdrops instead of roses, and in the Philippines, Valentine's Day is often marked by mass weddings, where hundreds of couples get married in a single ceremony. In Finland and Estonia, February 14th is not just for couples, it's Friendship Day. In Finland, it's called Ystävänpäivä, Friends Day, and in Estonia, Soberpäivä, where friends exchange gifts, and singles can even take part in special love buses to meet potential partners. In Italy, Valentine's Day is all about romantic getaways. Couples visit Verona, the city of Romeo and Juliet, or the Church of Saint Valentine in Terni, where it is said Saint Valentine's relics are kept. In France, the city of love embraces Valentine's Day with luxurious dinners, romantic walks along the Seine, and love locks on bridges. While many countries embrace Valentine's Day, other countries have restricted or banned Valentine's Day. In Saudi Arabia and Iran, strict bans prevent stores from selling red roses or Valentine's gifts, as authorities view the holiday as contrary to their cultural and religious values. In Indonesia and Pakistan, certain cities have prohibited celebrations, arguing that the holiday promotes Western influence and does not align with local traditions. Are we actually celebrating love? Today, Valentine's Day is a billion-dollar industry. Every year, people spend billions on gifts, meals, and overpriced items, all because society has convinced them that if they don't really love their partner. And that's where the real question comes in. Are we actually celebrating love? Or are we just lining the pockets of merchants? Because here's the truth, love isn't dictated by a date on a calendar. I don't let some corporation tell me when to buy a gift for someone. If I want to buy a gift for a loved one, I do it because I feel like it. Not because an industry told me today is the day. But beyond the commercialization, there's an even bigger question. Are we unknowingly celebrating a pagan festival? The Catholic Church may have banned Lupercalia, but the themes, romance, matchmaking, and fertility, still exist in Valentine's Day today. If a holiday that started with sacrifices, random pairings, and rituals has been repackaged as a day of love, what else have we been led to believe without question? So now that you know the real story, do you still see Valentine's Day the same way? Do you think it's a true celebration of love, or just another day for businesses to cash in on our emotions? Let me know what you think in the comments. That's a wrap, history seekers. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history and want more, check out our playlist True History Exposed. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and join our email list to stay connected for more content that challenges the stories we've been told. Thanks for watching. Peace and love.